In this lecture, I'm just going to kind of show you around Blackboard and show you all through all your documents so you know where to find everything and what to expect. Okay, so when you open up Blackboard, you should see the announcements. I'll try to post here fairly regularly. Over here you have course information. This gives you all the documents, okay, and I gave you the list of books for you to pick one to read for your book reaction paper. You can click on these and download all of them. Please get all 4 and have them handy to look at. We'll go through those in a minute. Here is where I will post your lectures. Now you'll notice I made these adaptive release, so you'll be able to access Unit 2 after you've completed Unit 1, and you'll be able to see Unit 3 after you've done Unit 2. I have made it in such a way that you could actually power through and finish this course early. You don't have to stick to the schedule. I have due dates, but you can get it done early ahead of time if you want. Here is the assignments. You can click on each one. This is where you will upload all of your assignments, your book reaction paper, your critical thinking questions, and your game project. Okay, this is where you will upload everything and where you can see more details. So here's where I put the critical thinking questions that you have to choose. Again, you have to pick 2 of them. So those are the ones for infancy, for toddlers, for early childhood, etc. And then when you are ready, the exams will be here. You can see Exam 1 right away. You'll be able to see Exam 2 after you've completed Unit 1, Exam 3 after you've done 2, and the final after you've done Exam 3. Okay? So again, you can complete all of these early if you wish. So right now I want to go through some of the course information documents with you. I have all these open, so we're just going to flip to them. So first, this is your syllabus. I don't have an office, we're online. Okay, and here are my 2 email addresses. Again, I prefer you use the Gmail because it's a little bit more reliable. Now, the school email you will notice has a different last name, Sarah Laycamp. I changed my last name recently and I haven't got around to changing it through the school email systems yet. So don't be confused if you see either one of those last names. For my office hours, I'm going to choose a few times each week where I'll just be available on Google Meet. I'll post a link on Blackboard for that time, and then if any of you want to just drop in and ask questions or have a discussion, I can do that. It'll just be a link that you follow and I'll just be sitting there. Think of this as just office hours where you're walking in. Then this is sort of the stuff that we went through, your course description, your required texts, all the grading, it's all in here, your important dates, when they're due. So please download this syllabus and read through it. It's everything that you need for the school. Okay, the next one I want you to look at is the schedule. I have divided these by unit. Okay, so there's color-coded by unit. Unit 1 is green, Unit 2 is blue, Unit 3 is red. So I have everything divided by week rather than day. So here are the topics that I want you to cover. These are the videos you should watch on YouTube. And then over here, this is the assignment that's due by midnight on that Friday. So for the first week, I just want you to have a book chosen and be started reading it. For the second week, just try to finish reading your chosen book and have Exam 1 done. Okay? Week 3 will be the critical thinking infancy questions and the book reaction paper. Week 4 is critical thinking toddlers, critical thinking early childhood, and Exam 2. Okay? Then we have critical thinking middle childhood, and I want you to start planning your game project at this point. And then over here we have the critical thinking for adolescents, Exam 3, the game project, and the final. It seems like a lot, but this is a 6-week class. It has to go really fast, but just stay focused and you can get it done. So next, since you're probably all wondering about that exam for the final, I told you you can earn a way to drop it, so let's go through that now. So my gamification system. In this document, Gamification and Perks, it describes gamification to you again, and then it tells you some ways that you can earn some XP. Some things you can do to earn XP are listed below, but they may be completely arbitrary. I may do more or less, just depending on how well I think you did or my mood at the time. Okay? So the easiest way to earn XP is just grade points. 1 point equals 1 XP. So this means if you get a 90 on an exam, you get 90 XP as well. This applies to all assignments and exams. Easy. Quests. These will come up during lecture. Their point values will be revealed at that time. Unless otherwise stated, you will have 1 week to complete each quest. Quests are just little areas where I would like you to go get more information. Again, I wish I had time to cover more information and more topics, but I just don't. So the quests are a good way for me to kind of direct you to what I find really interesting about that topic and let you explore a little more in depth. They are not required. You do not have to do a quest. They are just extra for XP. You also get XP for online participation, so creating comments, asking questions, or responding to other students' comments will earn you XP. The standard I'll follow will be 5 XP per comment, but it may vary based on the quality of your comment. If you just say something like, I agree with you, I'm not going to give you XP for that. It needs to be a valuable comment. And if it's a really valuable one, I might give you more. Okay. So what's the point of this? Well, here's your rewards. Again, you earn a perk point for every 2 levels. So when you reach level 2, you have 1 point. When you reach level 4, you have 2 points, etc. So you can use these points for the following rewards. 1 perk point gives you an extra 3 days for your book reaction paper with no grade reduction. Normally I would give you an extra 3 days, but you would be reduced by 10%. Using a perk point keeps you that 10%. Same thing, you can get an extra 3 days for each critical thinking assignment. But just limit 1 per assignment. You can't stack these to get 6 extra days. And you can also use a perk point each to get 5 extra credit points on each of the exams or on your book reaction paper. Again, you can only use 1. You can't stack them to get 15 extra credit points. If you use 2 perk points instead of 1, I will review and give you feedback on an assignment before it's due. You have to give it to me early enough that I have time to do this, but this is where I would go through and really comment on your paper and tell you what grade you would get if you turned it in, and give you a chance to fix something and maybe get a better grade. Now, this is what you're here for. This is what you really care about. When you reach level 10, you get to drop your lowest exam score. This is automatically applied. You don't have to use any perk points for it. It doesn't make you lose XP, lose points, lose a level. Second you reach level 10, this gets applied to your grade. So your lowest exam score will be dropped. You do not need to let me know you want to use it. You don't have to spend any perk points. It happens automatically. But if you choose, this perk means that you can skip the final. Essentially, you're getting a 0 on the final, which gets dropped. If maybe you got a bad score on exam 2 and you wanted a chance to improve it, you could take the final. And if the final is better, then the exam 2 score would be dropped. This tends to create some confusion, so if you don't really understand what I'm talking about here, please let me know. Again, this happens automatically, and you get to drop your lowest exam. Reaching level 10 is pretty easy. If you just do your work and turn everything in, you should get there. Again, using perk points does not drop your XP or your level. And any perk points you don't use, I'll apply as extra credit at the end of the semester at a rate of 2 grade points per perk point. So it's better to use them yourself than have me apply them at the end. Okay. The last document to go through is the assignments and rubrics. Again, here's my late policy. You can turn in assignments up to 3 days late with a 10% reduction. After that, you have to have a very good reason to turn them in. Okay. And the game project will not be accepted late because it's due the last day of class and I have to get it graded and get your grades in. This is also a good document to just quickly look at dates. Okay, so these are the dates that your exams are due. Again, you have to have them done by that date, but you could do them as early as you wish. And I don't have any time requirements or note requirements. All I ask is that you take the exam by yourself. Don't help each other on the exam, but you can use your notes, and there is no time limit, so you could even save and continue it later. I'm really trying to let your schedules stay flexible for this online class. Okay, so please just don't help each other. So the bad news, there's no makeup exams. You cannot make up an exam if you miss one, but if you reach level 10, your lowest exam score will be dropped. Okay. Again, you can use that to just skip the final if you choose. The critical thinking questions are 30 points each. Again, you will choose 2 questions for each age group. So that will be 10 questions total. Okay. So just be sure to get those in by the due dates. And again, the Blackboard under each assignment has the list of critical thinking questions for you to choose from. So you do those one at a time. And then your book reaction paper. Choose one of the following books and read it. Turn in a 3 to 5 page paper. So that should not include the title page. Your paper should be double spaced and 12-point font. It really irritates me when someone tries to meet their page requirements by playing with margins or playing with fonts or spacing. Don't do it. Just have double-spaced 12-point font, 1-inch margins. It should be 3 to 5 pages long. You need to summarize your book, tie the book into something covered in class, and give your reaction to the book. I want you to think about the book. I want to see that it really made you think and that you were able to analyze it. Use APA formatting, including a title page. I don't really cover APA, but it's really easy to just go online and search for an APA title page and then just put in your own information. And in all of these assignments, your grammar counts. Spelling and grammars were 10% of your grade. Okay. So the book reaction paper is due in week 3. That's about halfway through the course. I realize that we will not have covered some of the topics to which these books relate, such as adolescence, but you should be able to make connections through earlier lectures. And that is due July 10th. And then again, I've given you a list of books. If you are confused and you don't know which book you want to read, the one I would recommend is this one. It's pretty short. I love it. It explains a lot of different areas of child development. I recommend this book to everybody. It's just the neuroscience of child development. So if you don't know which one to pick, that's the one I would recommend. But please look up these other books and choose whatever speaks to you, what you want to learn more about. And if you have another book you want to use, let me know. And then please, please, please refer to these rubrics. These tell you exactly how many points each section is worth. And it's a good way to kind of go through and check your paper and make sure that you've hit everything that I'm looking for. Don't leave something off that's right here on the rubric. And then your game project is worth 50 points. So here it is again, design a toy or a game that teaches something to children or adolescents. It can be a board game, card game, video game, playground game, etc. It can teach a school skill, a cognitive skill, a social skill, whatever you want. You can use a PowerPoint presentation, you can create a handout, any other material you feel will add to your project. Be creative when presenting this project to me. So be sure you meet this checklist, introduce your game, give the intended age group, explain why it's helpful for that age group, what does it teach, how does it work, and what developmental concepts did you use in the design? Why is it good for your age group? So example, you might want to talk about things like decentration, theory of mind, moral reasoning. This is a purely conceptual exercise. You are not expected to actually produce a product. This is just a design only, and try to have fun with it. Most people do. And then here's the rubric again. Make sure that you hit every check mark on this rubric before you turn it in. And this does need to be a game. Don't make it be a glorified sticker chart or a worksheet. Try to use the concepts of games, which is why I put it at the end, so you will have had the play lecture to really pull from. Okay, so please refer to all 4 of these documents as needed, and let me know if you have any questions. Again, on the discussion forums, I'm going to create a place where you can ask questions of me, and maybe your classmates can answer them before I can. And again, this is a complete at your own pace course. I'm trying to be flexible with your schedule. So if maybe one week you have more time and you can really power through and get ahead, that's fine. Just have everything turned in by their due dates. But if you want to really hunker down and complete this class in the first week, that's fine. You can do that too. And please, please, please let me know if you have any questions.